Hello, Main Place. Good to see you again. Before you know it, August will be here. And it was just 1 month ago that we declared war on hunger here in Orange County. And so this Sunday, I'm going to be preaching on the feeding of 5,000 because by Sunday, at least at the end of the day, we'll have fed 5,000 people. I think you know the story well from John chapter 6, where a great multitude of people was following Jesus. They came into an area and were hungry, and the disciples knew they needed to feed them, but at the same time, they didn't think that they were able to do so, that they wouldn't have enough money, that they wouldn't have enough manpower, that they just couldn't be done. And so Jesus took control. It says he asked them to get the people to sit down, and they took the lad's lunch, and he gave thanks for it, blessed it, and they were able to feed 5,000 people and have a lot left over to boot. I'm preaching on John chapter 6, as I said, this Sunday, and I've titled my message, Thinking Outside the Box. Now, would you agree that our God is our creator and he created us to be creative? Yet often we leave our brains at the church door. We don't really think the way God would have us think. He tells us to get the mind of Christ. And in this case, it means thinking outside the box. Does anybody know how that saying came about here in the United States, to think outside the box? It came from big business back in the 60s when most employees worked in a little box or a little cubicle. And the companies realized that their employees were their greatest asset, but their assets were just sitting in the box. And so management asked them to get outside their little cubicle, get outside their little box, and think creatively so that in this particular case, they could earn more money. Sunday is get out of the box Sunday as far as I'm concerned, and the church being the little box, because we're going to give you another box of food, just like we did on July 4th, and ask you to give it to a hungry person. Thinking outside the box like Pastor Don did. When he got his first box, he decided that he would go to an apartment complex and ask an apartment manager if they had anyone in the apartment that might be in need of food. And of course the managers knew exactly who needed food, and so he was able to give them a box of food. That's thinking outside the box. At the same time, we know that we can give this food to unemployed people. There's a lot of unemployed people in Orange County. There's a lot of single parents in Orange County. There's a lot of seniors in Orange County that could use our food. And I believe if you gave them the food, they'd think this is a miracle. This is an absolute miracle that someone cares about me this much that they're going to feed me. So as you read John chapter 6 and prepare yourself for Sunday, get that army t-shirt out again and be prepared to fight the war, I want you to decide in this passage what the miracle is. What's the real miracle? Start using your brain and become creative. Is the miracle that the people followed Jesus? Is the miracle the signs that they saw of the people that were healed from being sick? What was the miracle trusting Philip that he would have the answer? Was the miracle that the people sat down when Jesus asked them to? Was the miracle that the lad gave his lunch? Was the miracle that Jesus was thankful and prayed over the meal? Was the miracle the food that came from that little lunch, or the 12 baskets of leftover? Rather than stick this box of food in your trunk when you get it this Sunday and give it to the guy on the corner, I want you to be creative. I want you to think of a miracle. I want you to think of some way that God can really use you, being a missionary in your neighborhood. I want you to be able to fight the good fight and win this war on hunger. If you haven't noticed, new people are coming to Main Place all the time. You need to greet them and you need to show them the love of Jesus Christ. And then you need to invite them over to your house and feed them. Let's feed the multitudes this summer. May God bless you and keep you. We'll see you on Sunday morning. If we don't see you before, make sure you read John chapter 6, verses 1 through 14, and figure out what the miracle is. Don't check your brain at the door. Bring it with you on Sunday morning, as long as you bring a friend with you as well. May God bless you, as I said. Keep you safe. See you then.